Now this, President Trump says he wants a space force. Roll that tape.
And we're actually thinking of a sixth, and that would be the Space Force. Does that make sense? The Space Force, General. You probably haven't even heard that. I'm just telling you now. This is perhaps because we're getting very big in space, both militarily and for other reasons. And we are seriously thinking of the Space Force.
Joining us now, Fox News contributor David Bossie. David, that's your book, by the way. It sounded to me like he kind of invented that on the spur of the moment. That was the first time he'd ever thought about it. It sounded to me like that. Do you know anything more about the Space Force?
No, I'm not a party to those conversations. But I'll just tell you this, Stuart. Our efforts in space, the United States' effort in space, goes back to Ronald Reagan, to the Strategic Defense Initiative, what was called Star Wars at the time. The left loved to mock Ronald Reagan, to say, oh, we don't need this, it's too expensive. Well, today, it's a vital part of our national defense systems. And that's what I think President Trump is building upon, that he's looking at what China and Russia are doing, and he is saying we are not ceding anything to them.
That's very interesting. I mean, I've never heard anything like this before. I mean, since Ronald Reagan's day, Star Wars, but I've never heard the president say anything about this or any modern-day politician mention something like that. You think it's a good idea?
Well, it certainly is an important thing to have a discussion about in our national defense and strategic thinking. And that's what those folks are doing, and that's where this president, and those are the people that the president is talking to, obviously. And I think he's talking to this younger generation who he has behind him from the military academy, and they're saying to them, look, this is the future. And I think that he's exactly right. So, and you look at what he's done with NASA. You see Jim Bridenstine, a friend of mine from his days in Congress, who is a tremendous war fighter himself. He is a naval aviator who is now the head of NASA. And I think it's an exciting thing for the future of NASA to have somebody like Jim as the director now.
David, I'm sure you saw John Kerry and his tweeting about Benjamin Netanyahu's claim that Iran's lying about nukes. For our benefit of our viewers, here it is. Every detail PM Netanyahu presented yesterday was every reason the world came together to apply years of sanctions and negotiate the Iran nuclear agreement. Because the threat was real and had to be stopped. It's working. That's why Israeli security experts are speaking out. David, I can hear you laughing. What's wrong with John Kerry's tweet?
Well, everything about John Kerry's thinking has been fundamentally wrong for the last 30 years. It is the geniuses like John Kerry and the rest of that operation, whether it was at Foggy Bottom at the State Department or the liberal orthodoxy that runs our national security in the Clinton and Obama years, that got these things wrong, that got this president to have to deal with a tyrannical leadership in Iran, that has to make him deal with North Korea, with China, with Russia, and all of these other threats, that these folks that believe everything they do and say is correct, well, they have been fundamentally wrong for 20 or 30 years, and that's what's gotten us into these messes. And this president is saying enough is enough. We're going to deal with these problems.
I think he's going to withdraw from the nuke plan with Iran. I think so, and fairly soon, too. David, I'm out of time, but thank you very much, as always, for joining us. Good stuff, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.